Detective LaRue, letters from the investigation. Our main suspect, Zemra. Dear Mrs. LaRue, I hate to disrupt your vacation, but you must return immediately. An unfortunate misunderstanding as well as very sloppy police work has landed me in jail. The case involves the Hibbins cats who have mysteriously disappeared. As usual, everyone blames the dog. Right, Zemra? Without even considering whether the cats might be guilty of something. Needless to say, reports that I was attempting to steal their strangely yummy cat treats are entirely false. Come home now. Sincerely, Ike. Dear Mrs. LaRue, the police continue to interrogate me about what happened to the Hibbins cat. I wish I knew. The last I saw them, they were sunbathing in Gerber's Park. I want to retrieve their cat's treats, which they had foolishly left by the swing set. And when I returned, they were gone. I know Mr. Hibbins is upset, but I'm sure she'll get over it. Between you and me, they weren't very nice cats, were they? If you really want to know why I was in Gerber Park, the truth is, I was doing Mrs. Hibbins a favor. The cats had threatened to damage her apartment, as only cats can, unless I let them out for some fresh air. Reluctantly, I agreed. Now it appears they had more in mind than just a simple walk in the park. My kindness was repaid with deception. I have learned my lesson. Have you, Zemra? I can't begin to tell you how dire this situation has become. Miss Hibbins insists that I am responsible for losing her cats. Plus, she has managed to convince everybody that they were valuable and rare. Nobody stops to consider how unlikely that is. But nothing is being done to find them. Apparently, it is easier for some people to blame the dog than solve the crime. In fact, the police claim to be working on another case entirely. It looks like I will have to take matters into my own paws and solve this mystery myself. Besides, it has become shockingly apparent that you do not intend to come and get me. Cat still missing. Just days after being captured, local dog Ike LaRue apparently escaped from police headquarters yesterday. He just sort of walked out, admitted Officer Lewis. LaRue is considered a suspect in the case of the two cats belonging to Leona Hibbins of 2nd Avenue. Waldorf acknowledges that the investigation into that case has been stalled. We've all been distracted by the Carnery burglars. Until we can establish who has been stealing these birds, I am afraid we won't be able to focus on the Hibbins cats. For more on the Carnery, see page A1. As for LaRue, that dog will return as soon as he gets hungry. Yes, you will, Zemra. Yes, I have escaped. Furthermore, my search for the Hibbins cat has taken me into an awful part of town. Here, cats roam the streets frequently, day in and day out, howling, knocking over trash cans, and clawing at people's ankles as they walk by. It's a terrible place, Miss LaRue, but by handing out a few cat treats, I've been able to turn up some very interesting facts. For instance, did you know that cats regularly capture and eat small animals? I had no idea. I will tell you more as the case begins. Today, my investigation has led me to a pigeon named Rocco, who told me that half of his family was lost in the attacks by, you guessed it, cats. It seems that even our lovely feathered friends are safe from these little monsters. It is clear to me that I must find Mrs. Hibbins' cats quickly for the goodness of our city. I followed a tip up here to the Troodle Book Catery. I wanted to find out if valuable cats behave any better than the little brunts I've been seeing downtown. Clearly, they do not. In fact, I was told that the only way to keep small animals is to keep cats safe inside. The news today is all about the latest cannery burglary. Only this time, the criminals made off with two parents, a gerbil as well. Have you noticed that this is terrible crime wave began just after the Hibbins cats disappeared? It isn't a pleasant thought. Of course, a dog must follow its instincts. Just this morning, I discovered that the very first burglary was here on the night of my arrest. Apparently, the sneaky villains climbed the fire escape at the Small Pet Emporium and made off with 6 plump birds. To think that I was the unwitting pawn in their wicked scheme. But I've heard that criminals always return to the scene of the crime. Unfortunately, you can't believe everything you hear or read in the newspaper. Though they portrayed my own heroism nicely, I'm afraid the police completely misjudged the situation. Instead of making an arrest, they made a rescue. Oh well. Somehow humans are never able to see the truth about cats. For me, that's a real mystery. Anyways, the police are a swell bunch. I have no more feelings about what happened. In a ceremony yesterday, a local dog, Ike LaRue, was presented with a detective's badge, and he was cheered wildly for his role in rescuing 2 cats earlier this month. What he did there was first-rate police work. I'm sure he'll be a credit to the force. The ceremony was made possible by an almost complete absence of the crime over the last few days. Stop. When asked what duties Ike LaRue might be expected to perform, Detective Buckles smiled. If he keeps an eye on those wonderful cats, she said, that'll be enough for us. Grateful cats embrace their hero. You're heroes, Em.